Hey everyone, this is Chef, and welcome back to Commander Camp. In today's video, we're going to tackle a topic that I've had on my mind since making the very first Commander Camp video, and that's about how to win a fight against another organized group in World vs. World. Now, we've touched on some elements of taking and winning fights in previous Commander Camps. Commander Camp 2 was about positioning, while Commander Camp 6 was about making squad comps. And you might want to rewatch those videos before this one to refresh your memory. So we're going to use some of the same principles in this video as well. But what we haven't done yet in this series is explicitly gone through winning a fight step by step. Now this is a big and complicated topic, and there's no way that we're going to cover everything in a single video, no matter how long I make it. So instead, we're going to talk about the most basic parts of organized World vs. World fights, and in future videos, we can break down each of these parts further and explore them in more detail. My intent for this video is that it serves as a foundation that we can build on for later, but gives you enough information that you can start to apply some of the things that we talk about here in the squads that you command. As always, if there's a specific topic that you want to know more about, you can use the video timestamps and chapter markers to navigate to where you want to go. So with that said, let's dive in. There are 4 steps to winning a fight against another organized squad in World vs. World, and these 4 steps are the pre-fight, the spike, the downstate, and the refresh. All else being equal, things like group size and relative group skill, the squad that's better at executing these 4 steps will usually be the squad that wins a fight overall. Your own strategy for approaching each of these steps will depend a little bit on your preferences as a commander, as well as the way that you've built your squad, but they all follow the same general rules. The pre-fight step involves finding a good position for your squad to fight, applying boons like might and swiftness before the fight begins, and making sure that players are stacked on your tag and ready to move at the same time that you do. It's during the pre-fight that you want to make sure that you aren't fighting under siege, like arrow carts or cannons, as these can shred your group if you get pulled into combat near them. Similarly, you want to make sure that you're minimizing your chances of having to push through a hard choke, up or down stairs, or around other difficult terrain, as these are all places that can split up your squad and make it easier for an enemy to focus damage on you. Long duration boons like might and swiftness are good to stack before you start fighting, and these can also help remind people that it's time to focus up, end current conversations, and prepare for a fight in front. I personally like to call for blasting fire fields before a fight starts, as a general call that lots of professions in my squads can contribute to, but you can also stack with Guardian Staff 4, or with 4 Great Justice on Warrior, or whatever else you have in your comp. Similarly, you can stack Swiftness with Mesmer Focus 4, or Guardian Staff 3, or Guardian's Retreat. This also pulls people back to tag and gets everybody stacked up and ready to move. If players in your squad aren't on tag when you're preparing to fight, not only are they missing out on boons, but they're also making themselves easier to target when a fight actually begins. The key to success in the pre-fight is awareness of where your group is and where enemy groups are. You're trying to maneuver your squad into the most favorable position that you can find in terms of positioning, as well as boon uptime. If you imagine a case where you catch an enemy group completely by surprise, with something like a portal, or a good veil push, or hiding around a corner, you've denied that enemy group the opportunity to apply boons or stack to tag at all, and as a result, that gives you a big advantage in the subsequent fight. This is one of the easiest ways to get an advantage over another group, but you can also watch the boon bar of an enemy squad as you're looking for good positioning, and you can think about pushing more aggressively if you notice that they aren't stacked up very well or applying very many boons of their own. In the following clip, I'll show you an example of my pre-fight decision making, the kind of terrain that I'm looking for, and the calls that I'm making in Discord to get people focused up and ready to fight. Light up again here, you'll lose 2 guards. Firefields go. Pull back 1, come to tag, come to tag. Carry to push tail with a veil in 3, 2, 1. Give me a veil on the tail. Take this veil, give me wells in front now. Wells in front on tag. Hold on me, do not push past, just cleave here. Damages that come through you, claim all these downs. Perfect, come to me, roll left side towards portal. Left side towards portal and breach down on tag now. Breach down on tag. Just breach here, just breach here, just breach here. Let them walk into it, let them walk into it, let them walk into it. Rolling back to where we started, around the corner, around the corner. Give me a banner on tail, good druid spirit, come back to markers. Firefields in power, give me nightfalls on feet in 3, 2, 1. Nightfalls on feet and roll wide left. Come wide out to left, wide out to left side, wide out to left side. Cleaving into this, cleaving into this. We're pushing deep in 3, 2, 1. Last stab, go, pushing deep. Get in on me and cleave here. Cleave on tag, cleave on tag, cleave on tag. Big spike here, big spike. Good downs. Work these downs, work these downs, work these downs. We have downs here. They don't have druids left. They don't have druids left. There's still downs on the ground. Cleave these out, cleave these out. Drop wells on me, on me, on me. Just drop wells now. Wells go, wells go, wells go, wells go. Just sustain here, sustain here, sustain here. We have this, we have this, we have this. Push back onto stack, push back onto stack, push back onto stack. They've got nothing, we've got nothing. Cleave it out on me. Follow the down stack, follow the down stack. There we go. Figured it out. After the pre-fight comes the spike. This is the portion of the fight where your squad is committed to casting high impact damage skills, like Necromancer's Wells, or Scrapper's Napalm and Acid Bomb. It's also the point in the fight where your supports will be rolling their strongest cooldowns, like Guardian's Stand Your Ground, or Druid's Celestial Avatar. The goal of a spike is to put enemy players into downstate by removing boons, applying hard crowd control effects, and applying overwhelming damage, all in a very short amount of time, with the goal of generating downs. Groups will often spike very close to one another in terms of timing, with one group initiating a spike, and then the second group counter-spiking in response, after avoiding or mitigating the initial hit. So in this portion of a fight, you're balancing your attention between the best time and location to spike, while also making sure that you aren't standing in the spike of the group that you're fighting. It can also be useful to mentally keep track of big cooldowns that you've seen an enemy group use, so that you have a rough idea of what they have available and when those cooldowns might likely be up again. The decision to be the initial spike or the counter spike is usually something that comes down to how you build your squad and how you're most comfortable commanding. As an example, Ruthless, KNT's main commander, is a very aggressive commander. He'll lead a fight with a spike right at the start, and force another group onto the defensive very early. On the other hand, I'm a more passive commander, and I'll wait to fully commit to a spike until I've seen an opponent make some mistake in positioning, or waste their own spike, or see some split in their squad's movement that makes me think I can get an advantage. When you decide to deploy your spike is up to you, but the spike phase of a fight also means recognizing when your opponent is choosing to use their biggest cooldowns, and either mitigating or avoiding that damage through positioning, dodging, heals, and condition clears. The key to a good spike is getting players in your squad to use their damage skills at the same time and in the same place. Similarly, the key to avoiding a good spike from an opponent is dodging out of red circles, playing tight, and spreading out damage across all the players in your squad. If you think about two 25-man groups fighting, most current world versus world squads will run one Necromancer per party, which means a spike is usually going to be 5 sets of wells. If your squad isn't stacked up, those wells are more likely to hit a few specific players in your squad who aren't on tag for a lot of damage, rather than hitting everybody in your squad evenly, but minimizing the damage and boon removal per individual player. Your goal in choosing when to spike is picking a point in a fight where your enemy is a little spread out and vulnerable, and you can catch people who aren't exactly on tag by hitting them with a lot of damage, while at the same time avoiding the same thing happening to you. In this next clip, I'll try and point out the things that I'm looking for when I'm choosing to spike an enemy group, and how I'm reacting to being spiked by that same group. The stairs here, pulls down, pulls up the stairs, pulls upstairs, cleaving. Cleave these, good pull, good pull, good pull. We're pushing down super speed, 3, 2, 1, stabs up, give me wells in front, wells, send it deep, I'll push to it. Hold on tag now, hold on tag, there's their compound. Just cleave these couple out. We're gonna roll right side now, follow my dome in, and spike in this dome, spike this dome. Drop everything in this dome,
They have so many downs and tail.
Just cleave all these downs out, cleave all these out, cleave all
Banner.
these out. Cleave all this shit out, pushing to gate now, push to gate. The third stage of a fight is the downstate. The winner of a world versus world fight isn't decided by who does the most overall damage. Instead, it's decided by which side is able to generate and convert the most downed players while avoiding their own losses. If your group has a successful spike, it will result in enemy downs, but these downs must still be converted to full deaths before they can be rallied or resurrected by an enemy group. So it's in this stage of a fight that res utility skills like Warrior's Battle Standard, Druid Spirit of Nature, and Tempest Glyph of Renewal have the largest impact. But outside of these utility skills, you can also hand-res individual downed players, or those downed players can rally themselves if a corresponding enemy down is converted to a full death. You may have heard other players in the game talk about a rally war, and that's the point in a fight where both sides of a fight have downs on the ground and are struggling to res allies and convert enemies. And it's these points that truly dictate the overall outcome of a fight. Speed is everything here. as most groups will focus damage on enemy players in downstate, or pre-cast their own res utilities to catch their own downed players early. Decisions that you make in the downstate stage of a close fight are some of the most challenging decisions that you'll make as a commander, because winning the downstate stage of a close fight rewards both aggressive as well as defensive decision making. If you trust the offensive momentum of your group, sometimes it's correct to simply sit on an enemy clump of downs and cleave them until they're converted, putting the full weight of incoming damage onto your healers and support players. Similarly, there's times when you need to sit on top of your own downed players to help spread out and mitigate incoming damage, so that they can be safely resurrected. It's generally a bad idea to pull off of a spot when you have downed players from your squad, because it almost guarantees that these players will be converted or put back into downstate if they do get rezzed. But there's also times when it's a bad decision to try and stick resurrects on your downed players, because the incoming damage is too much for your squad to sustain, and the players in downstate were already stuck in a bad position. So in general, there's no safe heuristics to use here, and the only way to improve at this element of fighting is through repeated experience and reviewing your own past decisions in the moment. Sometimes you can use downed players as momentum or a turning point in a fight, and sometimes you have to know when to cut your losses for the sake of better chances later on. So in the following clip, I'll point out some of the things that I'm looking for and paying attention to this point in a fight. Or pulls here, pulls, roll back one, roll back one. We're going to push into this with wells in 3, 2, 1. Pushing in with wells now, going in with wells, give me wells in front. Wells on tag here, wells on tag. Just bunker your feet. Their tail is going to come through you. We're going to collect all of our downs here, cleaving this out, come all the way through, back to me, cleave these couple downs. Pushing in left side, 3, 2, 1. Pushing in on left side, give me breach on left now. Breach on left, on tag here, on tag. Breaching here. Cleaving these downs. We're pulling off, range these downs, range downs. Pushing in on left side, last push, 3, 2, 1. Pushing in left side. Do not let them recover those downs. Just get onto melee and spike. Just spike here. Any other sustain you have, just live.
Counter.
Holding on tag, we're getting healthy here, I know we're in melee, but we're getting healthy. And res your friends. Rolling back one now, you must dodge, Give me wells on tail in 3, 2, 1. Give me wells on tail now, come in with me. Get on tag and cleave, all rally, don't worry about me, just cleave all these downs out, cleave all these downs. You're just cleaving on tag right now, you're cleaving on tag, stay on the stack, they're low. Just stay on the stack and cleave, I've got heals for you, I'm pumping. Cleave all this out.
Yeah.
Good bravery.
Now they're just clouding.
Good bravery. Finally, we have the last stage of a fight, the refresh. And you may not always reach this stage in a fight. Sometimes you have a good pre-fight, a good spike, and clean downstate control, and a fight is over after a single push. But for close fights that drag on for a while, the refresh is an important step to regroup and turn a fight back to your advantage. You can think of the refresh like a small reset button. It's a chance to make space between your squad and your opponent's squad, to recover cooldowns, and to make sure that impactful damage and support skills are available and coordinated so that you can try to spike again. There's a delicate balance in choosing when to refresh your squad, because refreshing does two things for your opponent. One, it signals that your group is vulnerable because it's running low on cooldowns, and two, it also gives your opponent an opportunity to refresh as well and reset their own cooldowns. Some groups may see you attempting to refresh and use that opportunity to continue to push. And because a refresh usually means moving away from an enemy, it's a point in a fight where your squad may not be stacked tight on tag and is low on support cooldowns, making it very easy to pick off stragglers. As a result, the key to a successful refresh is all about timing. You want to pick an opportunity to refresh when your opponent will have a difficult time following up with their own damage, but you don't want to refresh for so long that the fight completely resets and you're back to square one. A well-timed refresh is an opportunity to take back the momentum in a fight, and potentially build a mismatch in cooldowns where your group has a spike ready before the opponent does. But a poorly timed refresh can give away your momentum in a fight completely and turn a close win into a close loss. At any rate, after a successful refresh, you should be looking to start this process over from either the pre-fight or the spike, depending on how long you've refreshed and where enemy groups have moved. And you can go through this sequence as many times as you need to, spike, downstate, refresh, until an overall winner has been decided. So in this final clip, I'll show you how I approach the process of resetting mid-fight, and how I carry that momentum back into a second spike. That's one stab gone. Pushing forward on left side, 3, 2, 1. Pushing forward on left side. Don't go deep on this. Don't. Okay, he's going deep. Drop breach at your feet. Breach your feet. Breach your feet. Breach your feet or wells. Just, like, don't drop everything at once. Cleaving out here. Cleaving out here. Cleaving out. Cleaving out. Cleaving out. We're just holding here. We're pushing it deep on right side in 3, 2, 1. Pushing it deep on right side. Follow the pull in. Now give me the breach or the nightfall or the wells that you still have. Give me the corrupts that you still have here. Just cleave this out. Cleave this out. We're going down the valley. Going down the valley. Kite out of this. Kite out of this. Kite out of this. We're going down the valley to regroup. Waiting on stab. Fire fields here. Fire fields. Fire fields. Fire fields. Get ready to push left side now. Pushing left side and spike your feet. Spike your feet here. Spike your feet. Spike your feet. This train sucks for them. Just cleave here. Cleave here. Cleave here. Cleave here. Pushing down. Pushing down. Pushing down. Kill all these people who got split. Kill all these people who got split. Just cleave all these downs on the tail. We're pushing up this hill in 3, 2, 1. Pushing up this hill now. Pushing up the hill. Give me wells on my tag. On my tag. On my tag. Just wells at your feet. Wells your feet. Wells your feet. Pushing right back down onto these downs. Right back down onto these downs. Cleave this out. Chase them all the way down. That was a little scary for a while. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, we've only just barely scratched the surface of what goes into commanding close, competitive squad fights against another comped group. And in future videos, we're going to dive deeper into the decision-making, squad comping, and general awareness that goes into each of these steps. But I hope that at least for now, this gives you a basic template and a framework to look at your own squads and start to figure out where and how you can improve. If you're enjoying Commander Camp and you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if there's anything you didn't think was clear, or that you were hoping to see covered in this video, drop me a comment to let me know. I also play World vs. World on Twitch, so if you wanted to watch me command over there, I try and stream every Tuesday and Wednesday evening. But until then, I've been Chef, and enjoy the rest of your day.